Anxious-avoidant relationships are the most talked about because they're the most visibly painful. They're usually the ones with constant conflict, emotional whiplash, breakups, and makeups. But there's another anxious-avoidant dynamic that can be just as damaging. And it doesn't look painful from the outside because there's barely any conflict. It looks calm. It looks mature. It looks like nothing is wrong. But inside the relationship, one person is quietly disappearing. This is often the anxious-preoccupied and dismissive-avoidant pairing, and it's different from the chaotic version because both people hate conflict. The avoidant partner hates conflict because it feels like criticism or emotional pressure. The anxious partner hates conflict because conflict feels like disconnection. So instead of fighting loudly, they suffer quietly. Here's what's happening in the nervous system. The dismissive-avoidant partner often goes into a freeze response. They suppress what they feel, not because they don't have emotions, but because their system doesn't feel safe staying connected while having them. They shut down, they disconnect, they go quiet. The anxious partner doesn't always react outwardly. Sometimes they go into internal panic. Their mind is racing, but their body stays still. This is where soft fight shows up. Soft fight is when you're trying to communicate your feelings without actually communicating your feelings. It's hinting, it's tiptoeing, it's testing the waters, trying to get your needs met without sounding too critical because you're afraid they'll withdraw. And when the avoidant reacts, even slightly, the anxious partner often fawns. They fall on the sword, they take the blame, not because they don't have needs, but because connection feels more important than honesty. This is where resentment starts to build. Resentment doesn't come from being hurt alone. It comes from repeatedly abandoning yourself, swallowing your truth, shrinking your needs, staying quiet to keep the peace. Over time, the person you're most angry at is often yourself, because you knew what you needed and you didn't protect it. This dynamic can last a very long time. The anxious partner keeps trying to hold the relationship together. The avoidant partner keeps avoiding emotional exposure, so both adapt. The avoidant doesn't know what they need or doesn't feel safe asking. The anxious partner tries to ask, but shuts it down the moment it feels risky. Nobody's needs get met, but the relationship continues, and from the outside, it looks fine. If you can't show up authentically in your relationship, your nervous system pays the price. Monitoring moods, translating silence, shrinking needs into something acceptable. That's not intimacy, that's survival. This is why earning secure attachment matters. Because when you become more secure, not showing up authentically becomes more painful than being honest. You stop negotiating your needs down to nothing. You start saying, "This hurt me. I need something different. I want closeness, not guessing." That isn't being dramatic. That's emotional health. If you feel like you're silently suffering in your relationship, you're not crazy. You're just tired of surviving love instead of feeling safe in it.